All right. So you're taking the Tennessee Handgun Certification course, okay? Again, regulated 8-hour course by the state of Tennessee. This course is definitely informational only. We're going to be covering the law, all right? What you can and cannot do, what justifies you to use deadly force, all right? When deadly force cannot be used, all right? And a whole lot of other things, all right? So um, it's an excellent course. You have an excellent instructor. You're an excellent student. So I'm ready to do this thing. Are you ready to do this thing? I'm ready to do this thing right here. So let's talk about what you have already done. Okay, you have already did your online application and all that good stuff. So you answered all of these things right here already online. The one thing I want to point out to you is that at the end of this course, you would take two exams, two tests, one written test and one practical test. Okay, the written test, you will have a 50 question test. All right, which you must score within the 70 percentile. All right, again, you're going to do great. No ifs, ands, or buts about it. I have faith and confidence in you. You got this right here. Also, we're going to go to the range and you're going to shoot. You will have to score 70% in order to pass the shooting part as well. Again, you are going to do great. I have most confidence in you. So, we're going to keep this thing pushing. You already filled all of this out about not being a felony, not pending any domestic violence, no DUIs, all this stuff. You already did all of it on the application online. All right. Same thing. You already did that online. Those are just your criteria. So what we're going to do right here. All right. Let me exit out because our range is different. We're going to start at a different point of the training, and then we're going to work our way back towards the front. Okay? So what we're going to do, we're going to start right here with fundamentals of the weapon. Okay? So the first thing we want to talk about with your weapon is always treat that gun as if it was loaded. All right? Treat it as if it was loaded, and keep your finger. Say that again. Preach.
Out for the trip.
Hallelujah. Thank you, Jesus. Oh, she is on point this morning. Keep that thing off the trigger. You will always keep that gun unloaded until you're ready to use it. You will keep that gun pointed in a safe direction until we are ready to fire it. Do not point that gun at anything that you're not willing to destroy. Okay? All right, some more safeties. Never point that gun at anything you're not willing to destroy. Always know what's around your target, what's in front of your target, what's behind your target, okay? All right, let me tell you something about this game right here that you're entering in, all right? Being a responsible handgun owner is a serious, serious thing, okay? It is serious business, all right? So you have to understand that you're responsible for every bullet, for every round that comes out of the gun, okay? Your target can be coming through the door and you shoot 4 shots and you hit your target 3 out of the 4. That 4th shot went over your target shoulder, went across the street, went through the neighbor's windows, hit that little girl, she died. That's your murder charge. That's going to be your reckless endangerment. You're going to jail behind that. Anything that bullet touches is your responsibility. There are no my bads in this game. There are no mistakes. There are no, did I do that? There's no Urkels. There's no, that's you. You may not meant to do it, but you did it. Okay? And you're going to be accountable for that. So that's why it is so important. You're going to hear me say this. You may hit the target, but you missed where you was aiming. The way that I train my clients is that I want you to hit where you're aiming, okay? I don't care. Your target can look like a piece of Swiss cheese. Bullet holes everywhere. And people be like, oh, that's good. That's real good. Me, I'd be like, that's slop. That's doo-doo. That's doo-doo on the stick. Because that person was missing where they was aiming at.
Because you get too many.
The bullets is too spread out. So that tells me that your fundamentals is not there. All right? And if you are doing that in a controlled environment where you can take your time, the target is not moving, you're not moving, your adrenaline is not pumping, You're not being attacked. You not have to fight and all that. And if you can shoot all schematic, spread out like that, when there are no stressors, what do you think going to happen when stressors get involved?
You're gonna shoot everywhere.
You're gonna be all, oh my God. Oh my God.
Can I ask a question?
Of course, please do.
Okay, so if someone was to come on me, I know you're gonna probably teach this
Mm-hmm.
in the course. I don't know if I'm getting too far ahead.
Don't worry about it. Come on.
I should only shoot one time. Really.
Negative.
Okay.
Negative. Shoot one time. Look here.
I'm saying just to get that person
Wrong
down,
answer.
you know?
No, wrong answer.
Okay.
Wrong answer. Wrong answer.
Okay.
It ain't no just getting that person down with no one shot. All right?
Because they can come back and
It's,
reach
it's,
for
it's,
their gun.
it's so much that can happen.
Mm-hmm.
And so what you're talking about is this right here. All right. So the way that I teach and the way that I train, all right, is when you pull that trigger in volleys. Okay? You do a 3-shot volley and doing an assessment. Okay? When I come out and pull that trigger, pow, 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 assess. See what happens. If that person's still coming, another 3, quick. Pow, pow, pow. Assess. All right? Pow, pow, pow. Assess. All right? Ah, that's right. Pow, pow, pow. Assess. Okay? Because you just don't train to pull that trigger one time. You know why is that? In today's society that we're living in, so many people are hopped up on dog food, okay, rolls, powder, crack, ecstasy. They hopped up on all type of drugs, okay? They can eat a bullet and still come. So if you get, say, if you train just to pull the trigger once, that one time may not be enough, okay? But I train to teach volley shots, center mass, okay? Pow, 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 get them off you, assess the situation.
So I need a gun with more rounds in it.
So you need a gun with some rounds, okay? Yes. You need a gun that you can handle and that has some rounds and carry your extra magazines, okay? Got to have them. No ifs, ands, or buts about it. And the right ammunition.
Because what if I can't get to it, you know?
Okay, what you're saying right now is so important because your weapon needs to be on you at all times.
Yeah, I'm speaking about the magazine.
Yeah, keep that. Wherever that gun go, the extra mag should go. The mag and the gun should be together like your hand and arm. Okay? Because you just don't know if a situation happens and you will use all of your rounds. Maybe more than one attacker. Maybe a group. Okay? You just don't know. But if your gun only has 5 shots,
I'm at a look.
you SOL. In the military, that's what we call SOL. Shit out of luck. Okay? So, understanding this, when you're choosing your weapon for you, first thing is functionality. Can you use that weapon? Can you manipulate that weapon, maneuver that weapon? Functionality. Number 2, round capacity. All right? Do you have the capabilities to pop off 9 rounds? Okay? All right? 10, 12 rounds, whatever the case may be. All right? Number 2. Number 3 is load capacity. Can I put a higher grade of ammunition in my gun without it destroying it? Can my gun take a high grade ammo? Because the next thing you got to think about is what bullets I'm going to put in my gun. Okay? So you got to think about all of that right there. Okay? That's how I teach. That's how I train. That's what I do myself. I'm not teaching or telling you to do anything that I myself do not do. All right? When you see me with my guns, trust you me. Number one, round capacity, stoppage. Stoppage is my caliber of weapon big enough and powerful enough to stop that person possibly with one shot, hopefully with one shot or two shots. Right. Okay? So that means I'm not going to get a 380 for my primary gun. Not for my primary.
And that's what I want.
Okay? Not for my primary. A 380 today, with all due respect, people shoot them bullets like they Tic Tacs. Give me a number. Because they own stuff. They own stuff. And they'll walk through that 380 like it ain't nothing. You know what I'm saying? So, stay within the 9 mil, but even with the 9 mil, you have to have the right rounds.
Right.
Okay? Stay within the 9 mils and 40, 45. Okay? Now, 45 may be too much for you. You said with your copper tunnel and all of that, maybe too much for you. 40 may be too much for you. Okay? But we got some 9 mils out there that's easy to use and all that good stuff and have nice round capacity. Okay? So, that's why I said you have to think along those lines. Number one, round capacity. Okay? Or functionality. Can I work it? Number two, round capacity. If it goes down, do I have the rounds to stay in that fight? All right? Number three, can this gun handle a higher caliber of rounds of ammunition? Okay? So, think about that when you start thinking about choosing a gun. All right? Like when you see, baby, when you see me, the way I carry, right here. Okay? When you look at me, you really don't see my guns like that. But trust you me, if anything go down, I'm coming out. Both of mine right here. And these are 45s. Okay? 45s. Not only are they 45s, but let me show you something. You see that round right there?
Oh yeah, this gonna mess you up.
This round is a armor piercing round. It go through bulletproof vests. You understand what I'm saying? So when I hit you, you gonna feel it. I don't care if I hit you in the big toe.
And it ain't coming out.
You gonna feel it. All right. So understand. Not only do I have a weapon with high capacity, 45 caliber, I also have a 45 caliber that's shooting armor piercing rounds. Okay. So, and this is 8 rounds.
Can buy that, like,
you understand what I'm saying? So,
can regular people, like
citizens buy it? Yes. Special orders, but yes. Okay. So, all those things you need to take into consideration. You with me? Okay. All right. The two main causes of firearm accident is carelessness and recklessness. The two main causes of firearm accidents is carelessness and recklessness. Like I told you, know my bads in this game. There's not.
And keep your hand out the truck.
Man, what? All right. Know my bads. Okay. There are two types of weapons. You have a revolver and a semi-automatic. What I'm going to do is we're going to train with the semi-automatic. So we're going to talk about the semi-automatic. All right. In my opinion, you need to go with a semi-automatic for the round capacity. Most revolvers only carry 5 rounds. And then to reload a revolver, it's a task within itself. Okay?
My daddy got one, but he got a
speed loader.
I don't know what it is, but he got some good guns.
Mm-hmm.
He got some good ones.
Now, revolvers are good. Revolvers are more reliable than semi-automatics.
And
Because
he so smart, he just keep it in his pocket.
Mm-hmm. Right. Okay. So there's the pros and cons to revolvers, but me, I'm just not a revolver person. I'm just telling you about me. All right. I try to shoot something with round capacity and in succession of fire, easy to reload, all that good stuff. Okay, so, but there are revolvers. I'm gonna pass by all of these revolver stuff. Let me stop right here for a second. Okay, when we're talking about, let's do revolvers.
I think my dad's a Ruger. His revolver's a Ruger.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
And he got a laser on it too.
Oh man, you got a revolver with a laser. That's what's up. All right then.
He sent me some pictures of his.
Yeah.
And they keep getting on me about, the thing that my boyfriend is really worried about.
Mm-hmm.
Me wanting to show my gun, but like I told him, I don't want to show it because I'm small. Somebody come up and just snatch it off my side real quick.
Depends on the holster that you have.
Right, and I'd rather have an inside holster, so
The element of surprise.
Right, nobody want to know I have it.
We're gonna talk about that too, in the 2 ways that you can carry in the state of Tennessee.
Okay.
All right. So you're all up in the class, and I love it. I love it, and we're gonna address all of those concerns. I promise you we are. Okay. So let's talk about this semi-automatic. All right, this semi-automatic that you have, it has the ability to chamber 1 round and fire 1 round on each trigger pull. Okay, each trigger. That means when I put my magazine in and I release the slide, the action to go forward, it takes 1 round and slides it in the chamber. And when I pull the trigger, only 1 round is going to fire. All right, that's what it means. And I don't have to do anything else in order for the next round to go in the chamber and me pull the trigger again for the next round to come out. And we're going to show you a small video on what all the gun is doing when you pull the trigger. Okay, so that's going to be pretty cool. I think it's pretty cool anyway. So your semi-automatic weapon has different components. Okay, so what I want you to do is take your gun out of your case. All right, now I done already, let me see it. I done already inspected it. Okay. All right, but we're gonna inspect it again for the camera. Weapon clear, nothing in it. Chamber clear, nothing in it. Closed. All right. So when you look at your gun, keep it out. No, keep it out. Oh yeah, cause you finna touch. Okay, now, so this is what I want you to do. We just inspected the gun. All right. So understand this. When I train, all right, I want you to be able to handle the gun in a natural motion. Okay. So don't worry about it not pointing it in my direction right now. You don't. The gun is empty. I know it's empty. You know it's empty. No magazine.
Yeah, but I still gotta keep that in my head.
You keep that in your head when you leave up out of here.
Yeah.
But right now, I need you just to, right now, just handle it and let me work around you. Okay. But you just handle it in a natural motion. Okay? Don't worry about me right now. Okay? Can you do that for me? Okay. So, what I want you to do, I want you to pick up your gun and hold it up to the wall. Okay? All right. Now, that gun is broken up into 3 components. All right? 3 components. So, point that trigger towards the wall over there, just like that, and hold it in front of you like this. Out a little bit further. Yeah, okay. So, let's talk about your components. All right? What you're looking at is the frame, the action, and the barrel right now. Those are the 3 components. Okay? The frame is the backbone in which everything is attached to your gun. Okay? I'm going to come a little closer to you. All right. All right, mother. So, when you look where you are at your gun, stay where you are, mamacita. The front camera is not going to do it. Okay. I'll do that when I do my editing. All right. So, your frame. Everything that attaches to your gun, baby, is your frame. Okay? The frame is the unmovable part of your gun. When you pick up your gun, you always want to keep your finger along the frame. That's your finger position right there. Okay? You with me? Along the frame. Each and every last time. Alright? So far so good?
Yeah, and then the barrel.
And then we're going to talk about that. The action. Anything that moves on that gun is part of your action. Okay? Anything that moves, the trigger, the slide, the magazine release button, your slide stop button, anything that in the inside mechanicals of the gun, anything that moves is part of your action. Okay? Then we're going to talk about what's your barrel. So, understanding this right here. Point to the front strap of your gun.
The front strap.
That's the front strap. Very good. That is called your front strap. Point to the grip of your gun.
Wouldn't it be
the sides?
the sides?
The sides is considered to be the grip. Okay? Point to the back strap of your gun. Very good. Point to the trigger guard.
Is this? No, this.
That's the trigger guard.
Okay.
It is that piece that goes around
The trigger.
the trigger. Okay? Those are all components or parts of the frame component. All right? The action, like I told you, is anything that moves. Anything that moves on that gun is considered to be the action component. Okay? So, when you are showing action with that gun, okay, that's me moving any parts of it. So the first thing I want you to do is show me action with your slide by racking it to the back. Rack to the back. Just put it back and let it go. Now, what I want you to get used to doing is when I pull it back, just release it and let the slide go forward by itself. Okay? Show me action with the slide. Now, you see where you grab that gun at? Way up here.
Right here.
Yes, ma'am. You do not want your finger to get caught in this ejection port. Okay? So, you just want to rack that gun back and release it to the front. Now, when you are racking that gun back, it's some certain things that I want you to concentrate and focus on. Okay? Certain things I want you to concentrate and focus on when you're racking it to the back. Your right hand or your dominant hand is going to push forward. Your non-dominant hand is going to pull back. So it's going to be a push-pull at the same time. Push, pull, then release it.
And does it matter how I pull? Do I have to do it this way or do I have to do it
It's a combination of both.
Okay.
You're going to use a combination of both. When you're just clearing a jam, what we call rack, tap, bang. Let me show you. When you're just clearing a jam, okay, I will rack, tap, bang. I will rack, tap, and then bang. So when I'm clearing a jam or I'm just trying to extract a round from out of the chamber, I can use this technique. See how I'm pushing forward and I'm pulling back at the same time. Okay? If I'm trying to lock my slide to the rear, then I have to use a different technique. It's easier for me to use the overhand technique. Okay? Push, yes. Push it back and at the same time, push that button up and then let it catch. Okay? Push it back, push up, release it till it catches, and it's locked to the rear. Okay? All right, so first thing I want you to do is just show me action with the slide. Rack it. Release it. Just let it go. That was better, but pull it all the way back.
See, my hand's starting to
Exactly. That's not the
how I
gun.
know it's not the gun
That's not
for
the
me.
gun for you.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
So now we're gonna see if you can lock it to the rear.
Okay.
If it's too much on your hand, then don't do it. Get your
Okay.
finger off the trigger.
Okay. I'm just trying to get it.
All right. So over, grip over.
Over.
All right. Watch the ejection port. Good. Now thumb push up and release it forward. Okay. Yes, you did. Excellent. That was good. Okay. Now to release that slide, just push the slide stop button down.
I know it ain't the gun.
Okay. So now this is another technique we're going to use. Okay. All right. It's a little bit of a struggle for you.
Yeah.
Okay. A little bit of a struggle. Okay. Now, what I want you to do is take your magazine. I want you to insert your magazine inside of the gun. Stop. That's what I wanted to see. I want you to understand the way your magazine works. Okay? The back of the magazine, the flat part of the magazine, goes to the back of the gun. Okay?
Why did I just do that?
I don't know. I'm just saying. Okay.
Okay.
All right. Insert the magazine. Slap it in. There you go. All right. Now, release the magazine by pressing the what button?
Yes, sir.
What is this one called?
The action.
Negative. The magazine
release.
Release button. Okay.
Right there.
Okay. Okay. Don't worry. That's why we're here for it. Okay.
Right.
So insert the magazine again. Good. Now release the magazine. Good. All right. Know that magazine is going to drop out that gun. All right.
Mm-hmm.
So if you're training, be prepared to catch it. If you're in a real situation, bump that magazine. Mm-hmm. Let it drop by itself. Mm-hmm. Okay. So training, go ahead and catch it. A real situation, hit that. Because once you hit the button, you should be going for your other mag at the same time. All right. So let that magazine hit the ground. Okay. You with me? Mm-hmm. So you just showed me action with your magazine release button. All right. Now, lock your slide to the rear again. Almost.
Okay.
Almost. Let me get it.
My tongue started out with that.
All right. Okay. Finger, trigger. Get it off there.
Yeah.
All right. We good. Yeah, you're doing good. All right. But every time you do it, I'm going to shock your memory.
Right.
Every time you do it, I'm going to shock you. So you can, oh, shoot. Oh, shoot. Okay, got it.
But I get what you're saying about that's not the gun for me, because it seems like when I'm trying, my hands are small. I also have carpal tunnel. Mm-hmm. It's tight.
Yes.
It's very tight.
Yes, ma'am.
For me.
Yes, ma'am.
And I don't know, because, well, it shouldn't have nothing to do with it because the gun is new. That shouldn't have nothing to do with it, right? Okay. Yeah.
The gun is new. And it has to go through a breaking in point. This is true. Okay?
And it ain't been broken.
And when the gun gets broken in, it gets a little looser, but not much, mommy. Right. Not much. Okay? So, and that's real talk. Mm-hmm. Okay? So, yeah. It's just not in my opinion, that's just
not the one for me.
Right, that's just my opinion. Mm-hmm. Okay.
Yeah, because I noticed, like, when I'm trying, my fingers get tired. Mm-hmm. And it's so tight for me to, mm-hmm. maybe because I'm not in shape as well too, mm-hmm. for me to go ahead
and let it be fluent to you. Mm-hmm. So along with training and getting those muscles working, okay, mm-hmm. it may become easier. Because you're trying to do it too slow. Maybe you just got to, and you know what I'm saying? Put the force behind it, okay? So we're going to see the technique too. All right, so what I want you to see though, what I'm going to do is go ahead and break this gun down for you, okay? So because I want you to take a look at the barrel, all right? So release that slide to the front. Now, the way you did your husband show you how to break the gun down?
No, we didn't break it down.
All right, so the way that you break it down, you push the slide against you, pointing at you.
Okay.
You will make a C around the back of the gun in here. What you want to do, you see this right here? See how I just make that go offset? See how I make that go offset? You want to make that go offset, just like that. Now it's flush, right? You see what I'm talking about?
Okay,
Okay. You see this part right here?
Are you moving it over, kind of?
No, I'm moving it up.
You just moving it up?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I'm moving it straight up like this.
Okay.
I make it go offset just a little bit. Now, Glocks are difficult to break down because they have the 2-button system. Oh, yes. They have the 2-button system, okay? You see this button right here? And it's on the other side. Okay. Now, for people that have nails, baby, you finna break them nails. I'm just gonna tell you straight up real. You finna break your nails breaking down a Glock, okay? They're just straight up. Because you're gonna have to offset that, and then with both fingers, thumb, you're gonna have to hold that button, the 2 buttons down at the same time.
Are you squeezing them in, or are you pulling
them down?
Okay.
Pulling them straight down. You see how you see the groove? See how it goes down? See that already? See, it has to be offset. So here, and it goes down. See how it goes down?
Do both of them go down at the same time?
Negative.
Or? Okay, you got to do them both at the same time.
You got to do them both at the same time. See, this one not moving on that side. Right. You see that? So you have to do both of them at the same time.
Oh yeah.
Okay. So I make my C. Okay. Offset it. Grab the 2 buttons. Push both of them down at the same time and hold it. While I'm holding it, I release this at the top. And while I'm holding it, I pull. See, I done released the button already, so it's not gonna work. Okay. So let me. So offset. Offset. Release and I missed it. Let's try it. Offset. Release. Oh, come on. Offset. Push the button down, release, and trigger. All right, got it.
Did you push the trigger?
Yes, while I'm holding the button down.
Okay.
So now, and it needs to be clean. All right. Now, I just got the slide assembly off of the frame. All right. I'm going to show you this one more time. Again, it is difficult with the Glock.
And when you put it on,
you got to, yes, we got to line up the grooves. Okay. All right.
So when you putting it back together, it's easier than taking it apart.
It's definitely easier. Yes, ma'am. Again, make the C. Offset it. Find your disassemble levels. Push both of them down at the same time. Release your. See, it just slid.
Pull them back. Once you get both of them down, pull the trigger.
Then you release the slide. Pull it. All right.
Am I holding the slides at the same time and pulling the trigger?
No, you're releasing the slide. You letting the slide go back.
I mean
the buttons. Yes, you got to hold them down while you pull the trigger. That's called your disassemble release. Okay. It's actually that one is not. Yeah, that one don't show us a picture of the Glock. Yeah. Okay. So again, push, offset. Hold it down, release, comes off. Okay. Ain't gonna lie, it's a task. I'm gonna tell you straight up real. It's a task. It is. That's one of the reasons why I don't like Glocks, for the disassembling. Okay. Now, within your slide assembly, you have your recoil spring and you have your actual barrel underneath there. Okay. Your recoil spring and your actual barrel. So you're going to take your recoil spring out just by lifting it up and out here. Okay. You're going to go underneath your gun. This is your chamber or your barrel. push the chamber up and pull out.
Okay.
And now you have your barrel. The big end of the barrel, pass me my keyboard because we're talking about the barrel now. This is what I wanted to get you to. All right. The big end of the barrel is called the what?
Fire chamber.
The fire chamber. This is the end that the bullet sits in. This end of the barrel is called?
Bore.
Not the bore.
Muzzle.
The muzzle.
Okay, the inside is the bore.
The inside is the bore.
Okay.
Okay? All right. Now, when you hold that barrel up to the light and look through it,
I see the little grooves.
you see the grooves. And how are they designed in there?
It's like a kind of like
a swirl spot. Girl, you talking some stuff now. You talking.
So when the bullet goes,
it spins it. That's the purpose of the sparrows. Now, why does the bullet spin it? Why does the gun spin it?
Is it because the force, when it forces it out?
Okay. Yeah, it rotates the bullet. But why does the rotation? Why is the rotation so important?
That part, I'm not sure. That's
okay.
what I'm here for.
Think about football.
Okay.
Think about the quarterback throwing a football. How is the football?
So it can go straight. That would cause it to
go straight,
directly,
faster, and be more accurate.
Okay.
Exactly. It improves the velocity and the distance. Okay? Velocity and distance. And the spiraling or the spinning of the bullet is called rifling. Okay? That is called rifling. Okay. All right? So, what you're saying, everything is A1. Okay? Now, what I'm finna do, I'm going to put this back together. I will take the barrel, okay? Push it through in, and then push it all the way back until it seats. Listen. Hear the sound? Now it's seated in there. Okay?
And when you want to take it out, you just press up.
Press up and pull out. Yeah, you finna do it. I'm finna let you do it once. Okay? Just so that you can feel it. All right? But then, like I said, you need to come back to your safety course so that we can really get you where you need to be at. Okay? That's if you decide to come back. You might go to, like I said, it's up to you. Okay. Take your recoil, push it in the circle, and then squeeze it and push it all the way down far as it can go. Okay? Now it is seated inside of, on top of the barrel. Okay. All right? Take your slide assembly. That's the back where your rear sights is. You would line up the rails. You got guard rails right here. You see the rails? You would line up the rails together with the gun. Once they are in the rails, the track, then you will push it all the way back to that point, and then you will rack it from here. Push it back to that point, then rack it. Now it locks back in place. And the weapon is back assembled. Okay? You with me? So, I want to see if you're going to break it down. Don't worry about it. Just point. Just work.
I want to see too. Okay.
Right.
I'm trying to see which going to be.
See?
Okay. I'm trying to.
Push up with your thumb. Now, you're going to need that hand to be free. I ain't going to lie to you. You're going to need that hand to be free.
Okay.
Because you can't reach your disassembly levels.
So, C shape. But when you do your C, see, your hands are bigger than mine.
True.
It ain't the gun for me. See, it's like I can't. I'm not supposed to say I can't. Let me not use that word in here. But when I'm doing it, my hands are so little that when I try to get that grip on it to push it up and pull it out.
So let me show you. Let me show you a cheat work. Let me show you a cheap way. Let me get something hard that I don't mind. Let me see. Let me think. Okay. Let me show you a cheating way. Do I have anything hard here? No. Just hold up.
So a cheat way will probably be you pushing it down on something hard.
Pushing it down on something hard.
Okay.
So let me show you that way right there, sis. I don't know if this is gonna work, but if you had you a window ledge or something like that, okay, something that a table that you don't mind messing up just in case it slips, okay. So a cheat way would try to be able to catch it in the corner. All right, see like that right there. Something needs to be set down. Try to catch it in the corner somewhere, okay?
I get what you're saying.
You get,
yeah, but you can't do it because it ain't.
Right. That's a way that you got to try to push it down, catch it to where you can put, and then this thing is rounded so good so it don't even catch anything. So this is the professional way, or the, okay. But again, it's difficult, baby. It's difficult. It's difficult, but try it. Try it and see. It's difficult. I'm not even gonna lie to you, but it's not impossible. Yeah, it's a beast. It's a beast.
Yeah, I break a nail with this.
Oh yeah, you gonna break a nail.
Ooh-wee.
You gonna break a nail. Ain't no ifs, ands, or buts about it. Ain't no ifs, ands, or buts about it.
Ooh.
Okay.
Let me see. This part ain't even gonna be strong enough to hold it down.
Oh, no, it's not.
It ain't. Ooh-wee. You sure? Oh, because I gotta get that. I can't have it on there.
Exactly.
Ooh.
Oh, it's that's what I'm telling you. So that disassembly.
This the part.
Mm-hmm.
And this is what I always want to learn, the breaking down part.
You're not finna do it that way no more.
Ooh, Jesus.
Nah, you're not finna do it that way. So understand that concept.
I know how to do it, but it's hard. This one is so hard. But I know once you do the C shape, you push it forward. You push the two buttons in, the disassemble buttons. You take it out. You take your spring out. Then you take your barrel out. I know how to do all of that. It's just the part of getting it loose.
Right.
That I'm having problems with.
Yes, ma'am. Okay.
So, any other gun, if it wasn't a Glock, the disassemble is easier, right?
The disassemble is different.
Okay.
Okay. You see this button right here? That's my disassemble button. You know what I do with this button? I lock my gun to the rear. Then I rotate this up.
Oh, okay.
And then I put it down. Then I pull the trigger.
So much different.
Each gun have a different disassembly button. Okay. Okay. Now I'm back. I'm locked, loaded, I'm ready to go. Each gun have their own disassembly ways.
Right.
Glock. A Glock, in my opinion, was not made for a woman with nails and men with nails, or anybody with just nails in general, or what. It was.
See, people. The Glock it's gonna probably be a good gun. But I feel people get it for the name of the gun. Not only just because they thinking for safety purposes, they're just getting it because it's a name gun and rappers talking about the guns and they rapping about it. So that's why people get it.
Right.
So I get and that's not where we buy guns. We don't get them to show them off. We get them for protection.
You got to know how to use it. Your gun. Because Glock may not be for you. Now, reliable, yes. Excellent made guns, yes, they are. But what good to have a reliable gun if you can't use it?
Or you can't break it down.
You can't do it. You can't clear the function. You can't clear the jams. You can't maneuver it. So what's good? What's good to having a Glock when you can't do nothing with it?
Right.
You feel what I'm saying?
I will trust and believe me.
Mm-hmm.
I get everything you're saying.
All right, so we have to understand those things when we're choosing our weapons. People just say, "Man, that's a Glock." Woo!
Now it's like now I feel like, dang, I should have got the right gun before I came to the class, so I'll know how to use my gun or break it down.
And that's why I tell people about my consultation. Mm-hmm. See, I do a service for consultations that you hire me to go and help you pick out your gun. Mm-hmm. And in the store, I take you through drills. Before you leave that counter and pay, I say, okay, do this. Now do this. Now hold it like this. Now do this. Now do this and do this and do this. If I see you struggling, I know the difference between a struggle because you're not educated and a struggle because you just not physically capable. Mm-hmm. You understand what I'm saying? If I see your hands shaking and and I say, okay, she got something going on, or they have something going on with their physical bodies. Mm-hmm. But if I see you do this and just can't get it, but you can't, I say that's technique. Okay? So I know the difference between a technique deficiency and then a health or physical deficiency. So I tell people, hire me, come and let me walk you through the process of purchasing the right gun for you, because you cannot return guns. Right, you can't return guns. Now you can take them back to the place if they buy it back from you, but they're going to cut a lot of money off of it.
But see, the reason why I didn't purchase a gun, because I always thought that on the way for me to go purchase it, I had to have my license.
No.
I know that now. Yeah. If I would have knew that ahead of time, I would have probably been bought a gun that would fit me and that's right for me. But I always thought that I wasn't going to be able to get it because I'm not licensed.
Right, no, negative. We're going to talk about a whole lot of more stuff on that as well. But yeah, so, but I tell people all the time, buying a gun is just like buying your car. Like I told you on the phone. Mm-hmm. It's just like, your husband giving you the keys to that 18-wheeler. You say, here you go. Go drive. Mm-hmm. Go to the store and get some groceries. And what? That 18-wheeler?
Yeah, that's just like, this is his gun. He know how to use his gun. It's for him. It's fit for him. He can break it down. He can do everything, but it's not mine. It's not fit for me.
Bingo.
It's just like me trying on some clothes, trying on some shoes.
I'm telling you.
You can't fit the same size.
I'm telling you.
Yeah.
I'm telling you.
Mm-hmm.
Even your girlfriend, y'all go shopping together. Ooh, girl, that dress look good. She put it on. You like, man, that dress banging. Let me try it on. Try the same dress on. You be like, oh, hell no.
I can't fit it. Yeah.
That dress it's not fit for you. It don't suit you right. Exact same thing.
Yeah, but what bothers me, me being here in the class and not being able to do what I needed to do. That's the only thing that's bothering me. Yeah. And see, when I get home, like the other one that he has is a Ruger. I told him I wanted to bring the Ruger to the class, but I actually will shoot better with this. When I go to the range, I can shoot better with this one instead of the Ruger. So
I understand. So, but at least you have an insight.
Mm-hmm.
You have insight, and I don't like to get in, in nobody's business. Okay, like because you got your significant other, your husband, your boyfriend, your whatever, and they trying to teach you, and you don't want to go back and forth. But he said, but you said, and you don't want to, and look, who you gonna listen to? It's like I know what you're doing. Okay, honey, got it. All right, I don't like to get into none of that right there. All right, it's just like me trying to tell my baby mama something about the car, but the mechanic at the dealership done already said, no, it needs a motherboard. And I'm like, man, you don't need no motherboard. The only thing you got to do is do this right here, get some aluminum foil, and and this is a certified technician.
And you ain't no better. You don't even work on cars.
You better listen to that certified technician.
And while you experienced with the gun, and he might not be experienced, he just the license that he carried.
He got street knowledge.
But right.
It's a difference between having street knowledge and technical training, being tactically and technically proficient with the gun. It's two different things.
Yeah.
So
that's why a lot of people, they only go to class just to only get the license, but they don't
invest.
Right.
Yeah, I'm with you. Okay, all right. So let's talk about what all this gun is doing. All right.
Okay.
You ready? Here we go. Everything your gun is doing in a matter of a second. Let's see, what's my level on mine? It's 30. That's 40. That's what I want. All that is happening within a millisecond. Look at all of the moving parts. The mag, the spring, the trigger, the firing pin, the ejection port. Look at everything that's happening within a millisecond. With all of those moving parts like that, okay? That's why it's easier for a semi-automatic to malfunction or jam than a revolver, because it has more moving parts. So it could be a numerous of things. It could be your bad magazine, okay? It could be your firing pin. It could be your trigger. It could be so many things. You understand what I'm saying? That can cause it to malfunction. Basis a revolver only have one or two moving parts. You feel what I'm saying? So
which is the trigger
in the cylinder, pretty much. You know what I'm saying? The trigger, the hammer, and the cylinder. Okay. So that's why people say that revolvers are more reliable than semi-automatic because they have less moving parts. So it's more.
But can a revolver get jammed? It can never get jammed.
I mean, it can.
Oh,
okay. It can jam. You can put bad ammo in it too. You hit that firing pin and the gun don't go bang. All right, so you got to pull that trigger again, rotate it up to the next cylinder, or whatever the case may be. All right, so it's techniques with a revolver too. But again, round capacity is not there for me. I'd rather just train for the malfunctions. All right, that's just me. First of all, buy a reliable gun. That's the first thing. Buy you the right gun. Second thing, train for the malfunctions. Okay, just in case it stopped working one day. All right, that makes sense?
Yep.
All right, that's what I'm talking about. All right, it's 50.